All right, so we're back to the Marine Corps.
The reason
I joined. So in high school, because I didn't see myself as a college student, I didn't get the best grades. I was not the best athlete. I was a workhorse and I'd do everything I could and I loved it. I was like, I'm not going to get scholarships enough to go to college. There's no way. So I was like, well, I'll look into the military. I had three grandparents that were in the military. I had an uncle who was military. I was like, why not? And at the time, I wanted to do something big and badass. I was like, man, I'm going to go be a Navy SEAL, right?
Of course, right now.
Of course, yeah. Right? Because that's all the movies are made out of.
Right.
So I had gone. I talked to a Navy recruiter, took my parents, did the pre-ASVAB, all that, and they had started to sign up a BUDS contract, right? And a SEAL
out of
contract.
high school.
Out of high school. So it was like, wow. Yeah, the contract was basically you go to basic, you'll get a seat at BUDS. Right. Good luck.
Yeah.
Right. And then I found out.
Don't quit or get hurt. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Even they weren't even saying that. It wasn't even like, hey, do you know how to swim? It's like, because you might need to know that.
That would be like question one, right?
Yeah, recruiter didn't care. He was like, oh yeah, I got you, son. That's on my numbers. And then I got a couple of track scholarships, and they weren't major, but it was enough that I was comfortable. Like I can take out loans, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like I can do this. So told the Navy I wasn't coming in. Like, nope, I'm done going to college. And so I was a crime delinquency studies major in college, and I was quickly realizing my sophomore year that I didn't want to be a cop. I really didn't have big aspirations to go federal, and FBI and Secret Service, they weren't hiring criminal justice majors. Like as much as people would think that's what it is, no, they want tech guys. They want language guys, right?
And lawyers.
Things like that, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, what do I really want to do? And I started thinking about the military again. I was like, man, maybe the military's for me, and I couldn't figure out which service I want to join. Right? Do I go back to the Navy and try to do that whole program? And man, I was praying about it hard. I was like, man, is this really what I want to do? And I was sitting there in the dorms.
Are you already married at the time?
No, not yet. Actually, I hadn't even met Ashley yet.
Oh, okay.
Hadn't even met her. This was right before I met her. So I'm sitting in the dorms. I'm in one of the common areas watching TV, and I'm just thinking hard about it. And I was just like, God, if this is something you want me to do, just give me a sign. Give me anything. I don't care what it is. I flipped the channel, and like the end of a commercial, I will never forget this ever in my life. End of a commercial, it's just some black screen, and it's said something along the lines of like, "This is for you." I don't know what that means. Very next commercial, Marine Corps recruiting.
Which one? Do you remember?
It was the diamond one.
It was it? The officer diamond one?
It was the officer one. Right? And so I was like, well, man, thanks, God. This is it. So I went and talked to a recruiter, and he's like, well, where are you at? What are you doing? And I said, well, I'm in college. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting close to being halfway through. And he's like, I can get you on a bus next week, but it sounds like you need to go talk to the OSO. I was like, all right, I don't know what that means. So he told me. I went and talked to him.
So explain that for the people listening, because I get these questions a lot.
Yeah. So if you Google, military recruiter, it's generally going to send you to the nearest
recruiting station,
strip mall that has a recruiting station. That's almost always going to be for the enlisted side. So if you're wanting to go officer straight out of the box, you need to go talk to an OSO, an officer selection officer. And that's a completely separate office. Like they're never in the same place because they do completely different things.
Yeah.
Right. The OSOs are the guys who are going to college universities, and they're setting up the pull-up bars and getting all the paperwork there, compared to the high schools where that's the enlisted guys, right?
So you just have to Google that specific thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you Google Marine Corps Officer Selection Office, whatever area you're in, it'll find you where you need to go, give you a phone call directly.
Is there one, and are they as many of those as there is recruiting stations, or is it?
No.
You have to like travel a little bit.
You
maybe?
might have to. Like I had to go a solid 3 hours to Kansas, near the airport.
Okay.
The Kansas City Airport is where the OSO one is, or for, I think, is it that 12th district, 9th district, something like that. So I ended up calling them, went to them, and it all happened pretty quick. Like after that, I was already, like at that point I made up my mind. Like, this is what I'm doing. So I went.
I saw the commercial. I'm going to become a diamond.
Yes, I want to become that guy. Like, I don't know who that is. I don't know what he does. I have no idea anything about the military. I want to be that guy.
He's a paid actor.
Yeah, I want to climb that mountaintop.
Yeah.
So I started going through that process, doing all the initial PFTs, all the paperwork, all the basic recruiting things. Met my wife shortly after that, and I, through the game of, cat and mouse of her consistently telling me, no, I will not hang out with you or go on a date with you, to finally going out on a date with me. She knew that's what I wanted to do.
You gotta chase him down, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that was a funny, we can get into that, but that's a funny story how I met her too, and her parents. So that summer, would have been after my sophomore year. I went to OCS Juniors, did the PLC program. So OCS Officer Candidate School, and they have a couple of different programs. They have one which is really what everyone wants to do, which is a 10-week straight program. Yeah. You go for 10 weeks, you finish, and that you either have to be just done with your junior year of college, going into senior year, or you've already completed college. You graduate, you commission right there on the spot, and then you walk across the street to the basic school.
To be TBS.
Right. So I was too young. So I did the PLC program. So I went for 6 weeks, the summer of 2008, did the juniors, did junior year of college, came back, and it did an additional 6 weeks for seniors, which is not the way you want to do it, because it's 2 additional weeks of crap. Because I think I can't imagine how many they lose between juniors and seniors who are like, they finish juniors, are like, I'm not doing that again.
I'm not going back there.
I'm not doing that again. Yeah. You know what I mean? And what's funny is once you find out there's such a difference between the enlisted boot camp and the officers OCS, there's such a difference in the way they treat you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I would definitely say OCS, when it comes to like the PT and the physicality, is more demanding. But you don't get messed with as much.
Yeah.
Right. The breakdown period is a lot shorter because they're not looking for that. Right. They're not trying to just purely turn you into a cog in the wheel, as you said. They're still trying to get you a lead. So a few weeks of getting messed with, and then they start turning over responsibilities to you, and you start running the show. They're only coming in hot if you're completely, more messed up than a football bat, which happens all the time. So I can't imagine the amount of people that they lose between juniors and seniors. But I was stubborn. I was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm finished.
So when you come back from that first 6 weeks for that year, do you have to be in like some ROTC program? What's the requirements for that year?
No. So there was no ROTC program at my university at the time. I don't know if there is now. But I had joined completely on my own free will. I would say most of the guys who go through OCS are ROTC guys.
Yeah.
They're just indoctrinated.
Yeah, of course.
Into it already, right? And those are guys who at OCS do pretty well for the most part, because they've already been doing the lifestyle, right? Yeah. They're wearing a uniform. They've got some sort of rank on their collar for whatever ROTC does. I don't understand enough about that process.
Yeah, neither do I.
No, and
I was a high school dropout.
Super glad I didn't. Super glad I did not do ROTC. No, I did the normal college thing.
But there's not any really requirements for that year then.
No. They just tell you
come back
to school and come back.
Do you get paid for that 6 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah, you get paid E5 pay.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, minus like all the additional things like BH and all the other things you can get. Just base pay, you get E5 pay.
Yeah.
So it's, for a college student, that's good money.
Yeah, for the summer?
Yeah, for the summer, it's good money.
Yeah.
Like, that takes you a little bit. So, yeah, came back for my seniors. And, again, at this point, my wife is sticking with me, through a few hiccups. But she's like, we're together. I'm like, okay, great. Finished my senior year, and we got married quickly. I commissioned. 2 weeks after commissioning, we got married. And then I worked a temporary job for a while. I mean, it was a full-time job, but it was only a few months till I went to the basic school. And that's just to get us by. And then it was just off to the races, man.
And how long is the basic school?
So the basic school is 6 months. 6 months. And it's not bad at all. I mean, you are a commissioned officer at that point, right? You are a second lieutenant.
But that's really where you learn to be a Marine.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And that's really where they start teaching you to be an officer.
I don't think a lot of people understand that are going the officer route, that OCS is almost like a
It's a selection.
It's a selection.
It really is.
It's not recruit training.
Right.
You're not learning to become a Marine.
No. You're getting a taste for it.
You're getting a taste for it,
Yeah.
and they're selecting you to see if you can lead.
Right.
TBS is where the base is cool, which is it's in Quantico. It's across the street.
Yeah.
That's where really you're getting the skills to become a United States Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to learn all the different MOSs.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to take all your tests. You're going to do all of your leadership. You're going out into the field. You're going to the range. OCS, we don't, even though we've got rifles, right, and we're doing drill, not to the same equivalency. Mm-hmm. I would never want to see an officer do drill versus an enlisted guy. I mean, I have seen it, and it's embarrassing. I may or may not have been that guy. But yeah, you definitely learn to become a Marine at TBS.
Yeah.
I mean, OCS, for anyone who wants to go through that process, anybody who wants to be an officer, straight officer, not doing like a Mustang program, not coming over from the enlisted. I have seen very few guys when I was there, and since I've been a Marine, who were not invited back from juniors to seniors. I mean, if you can make it through and you can pass all of your tests, you can make all the times on all the physical events. If you can show some semblance of promise, you don't have to be a leader. If you just show that it's possible for you to do it, you'll make it through. Again, just like everything, don't quit.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. TBS are where they're going to weed you out.
Do people actually get dropped from TBS?
Very rarely, but yes. You're given multiple opportunities. So there was 2 individuals in my class.
That's where the shitty jobs come from, right?
That's where the shitty jobs come from, for sure.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to get into like ground supply.
Yeah. So explain that the way, like, you don't just go in and pick your job. You got to pick 3.
Well, you get the entire list.
Yeah.
Right? Every MOS, and you rank them.
Okay.
From 1 to like 22 or however many there are, right? You rank them.
But they go off the top 3.
Top 5 is what they go for. Like, if you get in your top 5, that's a big success for TBS, right? So throughout your 6-month period, I think there's 3 different times you get. Now, this is when things could change, sure. But, when I went into it 12 years ago, this helped.